What's up, everybody, and welcome to the TNR Sports Show, the TNR Sports Show. My name's Trennon. That's Ryan. Say what's up, Ryan.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
That's good, Ryan. All right, we're getting started here. A wonderful week 4 slate of college football, and when I say wonderful, I mean absolutely terrible for everybody except one team. One team, which we'll discuss later on. It was absolutely horrendous. It was boring. It was ugly. It was nasty. It was sad. It was full of loser weak performances. I said I wouldn't be negative, but I'm going to be negative. Positive vibes only. Man of honor. Man of honor. Let's run through the AP. Make sure you like, subscribe, that whole shindig. If I don't say that, maybe you won't. So like and subscribe, like and subscribe, like and subscribe. All right. AP top 25. Are you ready, Ryan?
Let's go.
Number 1, Alabama. Number 2, Georgia. Number 3, Oregon. Number 4, Penn State Nittany Lions. Number 5, Iowa. Number 6, Oklahoma. Number 7, Cincinnati. Number 8, Arkansas. Number 9, Notre Dame. Number 10, Florida. Number 11, Ohio State. They fell even more. Number 12, Ole Miss. Number 13, BYU. Number 14, Michigan. Number 15, Texas A&M. Number 16, Coastal Carolina, the best team in South Carolina. I am announcing it now. They are the best team in South Carolina by far. Number 17, Michigan State. Number 18, Fresno State. Number 19, Oklahoma State University. Number 20, UCLA. Number 21, Baylor. Number 22, Auburn. Number 23, NC State. Number 24, Wake Forest, the best team in the ACC, Wake Forest. Number 25, Big Clemson. Wow. Hanging on by a thread, 2-2. All right. All right, let's open it up. There's your TP top 25. Let's start it with a number. What are they ranked? Notre Dame. They're ranked number 9 in the country. The Notre Dame Fighting Irish versus the Wisconsin Badgers. This was a boring game.
Really boring.
Notre Dame smacked them at the end.
It
took them a long time to get it going, but when they got it going, they really got it going.
I would say it was just Wisconsin's quarterback just falling apart at the very end.
Well, that's a shock.
But yeah, it was kind of a snooze fest till the end.
Yeah, Graham Mertz is terrible. He's a terrible quarterback. Every Wisconsin quarterback other than Russell Wilson is bad, though. That's just a fact. They have never been good. So, I mean, Russell Wilson, he was even an NC State guy before.
He had 1 year at Wisconsin.
It was a good year because he's a good quarterback. And I think they had Monty Ball out there too. They had a good running back core. If it wasn't him, they had some good guys there. So, but yeah, I mean, not much to say about Notre Dame, Wisconsin. I still don't know if Notre Dame's legit. I think they'll say the same thing about Arkansas, but I don't know if Wisconsin is bad, and everybody's trying to pump up Wisconsin. I don't know why. Wisconsin's not a good football team. They can't throw the ball at all. I mean, they can't throw the ball because their quarterback is inept. They have a good offensive line. I mean, they just can't do anything. They're not good. Ches Malusi's pretty good. Maybe Clemson should have held on to him. But that's a story for another time. So that's really all I have to say about the Fighting Irish.
Yep. Kind of a snooze fest. We'll see what they do against Cincy next week. But
there you go. Won. All right, Texas versus Texas Tech. That Texas win is looking better for the Hogs every day, as Texas looks very good.
They look very good. I'm surprised they're not ranked, honestly.
Yeah, they should. They're better than Clemson. They've what Clemson's butt right now.
Oh yeah. But yeah, they just completely blew out Texas Tech. They look like a complete different team with Casey Thompson. They won 70-35. Oklahoma needs to watch out.
Yeah, they got to score more than 14. 16 points?
16.
Yeah, they got to score more than that against the Longhorns of Texas. The eyes of Texas are upon them.
It's true.
All right, Georgia versus Vandy. What do you think?
It's a blowout. I think it's time to just throw Georgia and Bama in the title.
I disagree completely. I disagree
Okay, we'll find out after
completely.
this week. After this week,
Yeah,
we'll
maybe.
we'll
We'll see
find
what happens. Yeah. I'm a hopeful fool.
Georgia won 62-0. So
62-0. Not great. Not great. Vanderbilt, take it as it comes, man. You won one game. That's good. LSU versus Mississippi State. I watched this game. It was entertaining. Mississippi
yeah,
State reminds me of Pittsburgh. They don't decide to do anything until the fourth quarter. If they would have been good like all game, they might have would have like had a chance.
yeah,
But there was just too much at the end. And then the announcers thought it was a smart decision, but I thought it was dumb. What's his face? Mike Leach decided to go for a wild challenge play, get rid of one of your timeouts, but they couldn't stop LSU anyway. So at the end, it didn't matter. So it is what it is.
yeah.
I mean, any
Good
thoughts?
job, LSU. Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
well,
yeah, a good job, LSU. It was, Mississippi State couldn't come back, and
yeah. And then everything they let up, Mississippi State did. It was just blowout plays, like
yeah,
bust them opens. So shout out to them. It's LSU. They're still not good, but
win.
yeah, win's a win. Missouri versus Boston College. I think Boston College is pretty good. Shout out to them for covering the spread against Missouri.
Yeah, this is probably the best game of the week, honestly. Like entertainment value. I mean, the coaches had like a little heated thing with each other before the game. A lot of lead changes, a couple comebacks, 56-yard field goal from Missouri. They forced overtime. But Boston College did nail it out in the end in the fourth quarter to win the game, 41-34.
Yeah, I mean, I hate Missouri, so I'm glad Boston College won. I'm kind of nervous about this upcoming Boston College game.
Yeah.
You're not worried about it?
Oh, I am.
You should be. Because they scored more than 14 points, we're screwed.
One thing I noticed about Boston College is when they played Mizzou, it wasn't the quarterback didn't win the game on offense for them. They just ran the ball. They just ran the ball the entire game. I don't even know how many yards they had. They had 275 yards of rushing. It's ridiculous.
That's a lot.
They just ran the ball. Their quarterback sucks. However, Clemson's got to. We'll get into the next show, but
yeah. All right, SMU versus TCU. Oh, sorry. Is there something you'd like to add? I thought we were done. All right. SMU versus TCU. I don't even know who won. SMU won. Whoa.
Big win for the Mustangs.
They should join the Big 12.
They probably should, actually.
Are they getting invited?
Not yet, but I think the Big 12 is still looking for more people to come in. I'm sure SMU will be one of them. But, I mean, SMU had a big win. TCU is generally a decent team. Not a great team, but a decent team with a good defense. SMU's offense looks legit. I mean, they were running all over the place, throwing all over the place. I mean, SMU looks good. So big win for SMU. I don't think they really play anyone until they play Cincinnati way later in the season. But good win for the Mustangs.
Yeah, shout out to SMU. Good for them. All right, Coastal. UMass. Coastal won. What was the score there? 52-3?
52-3. Coastal wins. Power. UMass sucks, but Coastal is the best team in South Carolina and the Carolinas.
I honestly believe right now, if you put Coastal against either of the two, they would win. I don't know about for all the crap. Oh no! If you combine, I don't know. They're both bad. They both bad.
Yeah, but you would think think about South
Carolina. No, they're both terrible.
South Carolina's got a defense offensive line.
Yeah, you took South Carolina's offensive line. It's still not that good. South Carolina's bad. I mean, I'm going to give Clemson a lot of slack here in a second, but I'm going to give South Carolina a lot of slack too. They stink. They were terrible last night. They were worse than Clemson. I didn't think that was possible. They were awful against probably about the same caliber. I would say NC State and Kentucky probably on the same level. If you put the two together, I bet Kentucky would probably win, but still. Yeah. I mean, gross.
Yeah.
Coastal's best team is South Carolina. There's no debating it. I don't know what would happen if you. I think Clemson does have enough talent on defense to keep Coastal kind of stifled. But man, I don't know if I just don't know. I think it would be closer than the experts think. Not so fast, my friend. Not so fast. Had to open that drawer. Sorry for that noise, everybody. Not so fast, my friend. Coastal, but close. All right, there you go. I'm just kidding. Coastal, very good. Best team in South Carolina. What can you say? Other ones stink. So, all right. Clemson, NC State.
Sucks. It was a sucky game, and you just like, I think you can text Trennon at halftime. It's like, we're gonna lose.
I think it was in the third quarter, but yeah,
something like that. I just had no. I think it was even like tied.
Not good.
I was just like, we're gonna lose this game. We can't do anything. The offensive line is just garbage. Even with the talent that's on there. Yeah, I think it's time for change. Trenton, what do you think? You think it's time for some change at Clemson on the offensive side of the coaching staff, or?
Yeah, I think Dabo needs to go in there and clean house.
Yeah.
You know, the guys, the Clemson fans on Twitter are having a complete meltdown. They don't know how to handle this. I, an experienced loser. See, everybody forgets I'm an experienced loser. I know how to lose. I know how to lose better than anybody. Nobody knows how to lose like me. So, like yesterday, I had nightmares about Arkansas versus Texas A&M the day before. Because how bad they've hurt me for 9 years in a row. No matter how bad Arkansas was, we always managed to keep Texas A&M close. Always. That always was the case. But I digress. Stephen A. Smith impression there, but I digress. But Clemson, man, all Clemson fans are having a complete and utter meltdown on Twitter. They are melting down. One guy said he wasn't going to support the team anymore, and he can't understand it. And it was unbelievable that they were losing this much, and they're so talented. But I was arguing with this guy, and I said they were calling for the coach's head. They're calling for Tony Elliott's head, which I think they should. And they were calling for the offensive line coach's head, which I definitely think they should. But the guy was like, listen, the players do have to play the football game. You know, I mean, no matter how bad you are, your players still got to play the football game. But the guy was like, listen, man. He's like, we got 4 and 5 stars out there. Ain't nobody, Arkansas ain't got no 4 and 5 stars. And we got a way better offensive line than Clemson does.
Exactly.
It's like,
you develop your talent.
Yeah, it don't matter.
Let him and develop the talent.
He's like, yeah, you got the coaches is by. I think so. I mean, this is the year. It's busted. This year's busted already for Clemson, for a team like Clemson and the caliber. Best case scenario, you win the ACC, you win your division. I don't know what's coming out of the Atlantic, whatever the heck the other coastal. It's the coastal or the Atlantic, right?
Or the Atlantic.
Clemson is bound to win at least one more game. You know they're going to beat Florida State. That's a fact. They're going to beat Louisville and they're going to beat Florida State, and that's it. And they might not even beat them. Might not be Louisville because Louisville scores 2 touchdowns. It's all over the crying at that point.
Yeah, it's so painful because I looked it up. This is 2018. Clemson's recruited 2 5-star offensive linemen, 11 4-star offensive linemen, and 3 3-star offensive linemen. So one of those players has already gone to the draft and gotten drafted. So you currently have 12 5- and 4-star players on your offensive line sitting on your bench in your locker room, and you can't protect the quarterback or make windows for your running back to get through. It's pathetic. That's just awful.
It's bad.
You gotta hire someone else. And then I saw a name being thrown around from some fans. That was a great name, Willie Corn. He's Coastal's offensive coordinator, former Clemson quarterback under Dabo. And I was like, sounds good to me.
Yeah, throw them in there. They have a good offense.
Do you think that'd be a good move, or do you think there's some other?
Well, Coastal does have the best offense in the state. So, yeah, I do think that. Also, I hate to backtrack here. People hate Coastal. I don't know what it is. I don't think they have a lot of fans. But they hate Coastal on Twitter. I saw multiple threads of them just bashing them. I think it might be a mix of South Carolina fans and like other people from other places. But because South Carolina's scared they're about to become little brother. That'd be funny. But anyway, I think it'd be good. I do honestly believe Coastal. See, Coastal, they don't play anybody. They're a little smaller. They probably don't have the talent, but they are capable. They do score a lot of points. I know it's not against Buffalo and UMass and Kansas, but still, I mean, you're doing something.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just scoring points.
Yeah.
Clemson would score points against Coastal and Buffalo and UMass, but it
Yeah.
wouldn't be because they have a good offensive scheme. It'd be
Yeah.
because they have the better talent. But like South Carolina State's the great example, right? They didn't fix anything against South Carolina State. The problems were there. The talent is just way, way too great to even have a comparable chance to have a game against South Carolina State. Does it make any sense?
Yeah. And like I was watching the game and they literally ran the same plays every single drive.
Yeah, they're
They would
terrible.
run up the middle on first down,
Nice.
do a screen on second down, and then they would just try to get DJ to get a first down off his arm on third down. Every single drive, except for the drives they scored on. And I was just like, what are you doing? You clearly can't run up the middle. The screen will get you, 2, 3, maybe 4 yards. And then DJ would be, he'd try to make a pass on third down, but the receiver would drop it. And that's a talent issue, not really a coaching issue. It's a talent issue. The receivers drop a lot of balls. But even the play calling on the fourth down in overtime, you throw a fade on fourth down when you're losing.
Oh yeah, that was bad. Now Justin Ross in overtime should have had that first catch.
Should have caught that.
But that fourth down play they drew up in overtime when we lost was one of the worst things I've ever seen in my entire life. That was as bad as the Auburn fade in the Penn State game last week.
Justin Ross should have caught both balls, I think. But like, why are you throwing a fade on 4th and 5? Like,
man, just run the ball and get a first down. It's not like you can't get a first down.
I don't think they're gonna run the ball. They need to run the slant.
They need to do something. They're terrible, man. It's not
the worst play calling I've ever seen. Like,
this year's a wash, man. It's a wash.
They did some. They had a new offensive line coach and a new offensive coordinator.
It's a wash, man. It's a wash. It really is a wash. It's a wash.
Yeah.
It's over at this point. I don't know what your goals are. Let me try if I can pull up the schedule real fast. But
the goal is just win the ACC right now, and they can still do that, but they gotta turn things around quick because NC State's not the worst team on the schedule.
And NC State, I hate that Dave Doran.
I know. I
don't like a lot of people, actually. The more I talk about people, I hate kind of everybody because I hate Mike Leach too, and I don't like Ed Orgeron. Anyway, NC State's not any good. I don't think they're actually any good. I think they're gonna struggle. But at the end of the day, I'm trying to pull up. I don't think Clemson has to worry about like freaking NC State competing with them for the division. If they got to the point where they needed to be, they could run the table and win. All right, let me look at this schedule. You got to beat Boston College at home. You're going on the road to Syracuse. That should be pretty simple. On the road at Pittsburgh, they're not very good, but they did beat Tennessee. Then you got Florida State at home. Then you're at Louisville versus Connecticut. And you've Wake Forest at home. Thank God. Because Wake Forest, like I said, best team in the ACC. So with that being said, maybe they got to beat Boston College. They got to beat Pitt. I think that's going to be kind of hard at Pitt.
Wake Forest could be hard too.
Syracuse is a night game. They're all night games because Clemson's a big name.
Get that offense running. They
got to be South Carolina. God, please. That's going to be the nasty bowl. The nasty bowl.
If let's get the offense. I mean, it just blows my mind. You have 12. You can literally field 2.5 essentially offensive lines with 4 and 5-star talent, and you can't block. It's awful. It's unacceptable.
Yeah, it's not good. I tried to tell you last week. Ryan tried to pull the wool over my eyes last week. But I told him, he was like, Clemson's offense will get it. They ain't getting it, man. They stink. They ain't no good, man. And then I saw on Twitter all the pundits were like, "Oh my God, Clemson's offense is so bad," and they're like, "It's been bad since Deshaun Watson. It's been bad. That's why Trevor Lawrence had to do so much extra." I'm like, "Why didn't anybody say anything? Why didn't anybody let me know? I mean, why you keep it to yourself?"
I don't think
They
it
only
was.
can come out and say that kind of crap when they suck. You know what I mean? They're not
I
gonna
don't
say that
think
when
that. I
Trevor
don't think you
Lawrence is
could
there.
say the offenses were bad when you're putting up 40 in Alabama.
Yeah, it was David Pollock who was saying, and then everybody was all check marks in the comment section. Yeah, we
However,
agree. And I'm like, I don't know if you can
however,
say that.
if you don't have an offensive line, your offense is not going to be good. The same thing with Oklahoma. Oklahoma's offensive line sucks, and they can't. Their offense sucks because of it. Like it's just
Yeah.
how it is. Your offensive line sucks. You suck. That's why Arkansas is having success. You have a good offensive line.
Yeah, our offensive line is good, man. Got an
Very
offensive
important.
lineman head coach guy. That
Very
kind of
exactly.
helps. That
Very
does
important.
help.
Very
Offensive
important.
line is the most vital position in all of football. You see, watch, this ain't an NFL show, but the Pittsburgh Steelers played today. We record Sundays after the college football. Anyway, they have no offensive line, and they are awful. If you don't have an offensive line, you can have a decent quarterback. I mean, you can look at across the nation. There's probably tons of examples of just average quarterbacks with good offensive lines that succeed, like that Notre Dame guy, Jack Cohn. Jack Cohn ain't no good quarterback, but Notre Dame got a good offensive line so that he's able to be okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
He ain't no good, man. Graham Mertz does have a good offense. He's just bad.
he's bad.
He's a bad quarterback.
Awful.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, Ohio State's offensive line's bad now too. And that's making that CJ Stroud guy suffer a little bit because of it. So I don't know. Hard to say. Clemson, man. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, baby? They don't look
Hopefully,
good, man. They lost a
hopefully it's
lot.
going to make that offense run.
They don't look
for
like
a
they
while.
used to, man. I mean, when you talk about Clemson in the past couple of years, man, that you talked about stars all over the field, the wide receivers were good, the running backs were good, the quarterback now. That's not what it used to be. Hey, man, what it is, what it is. They're going to have seasons like that. Trust me. When you Clemson, though, there's a difference between Clemson and Arkansas. Is Clemson better get their crap back on track. They better not go on a 9-year spritz of sucking. You better get you a good program, man. You better get your crap back on track.
As
That was
long as
going to
they
be getting the boot.
hire a good offensive coordinator next year and a new offensive line coach next year, they will be good. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, and Clemson always has this tendency to be like, oh, we're going to keep everybody in house. We're going to keep it all in house. We're going to keep the coaches here forever. And that's good until the water becomes stagnant. And then you got a problem.
well, I think Dabo. I'm hoping Dabo does what he did with the defense in 2011. He realized it was so bad; it was time to move on. I can't remember the guy's name. He won the Auburn eventually, but you fired him after that West
Gus
Virginia
Malzahn.
game,
I was kidding.
and you
Is there
fired him
else a
after the
guy
West
named-
Virginia game, and you hire Brent Venables from Oklahoma. Do that again.
Yeah, you got to. All right.
Moving
Moving on. Go Tigers. Go Tigers. All right. Deep breaths. Here we go. Right into the delve. Right into the deeps. The depths. That's the word I'm looking for. Right into the depths. The only shining star from the entire weekend is right now. Oklahoma did win, Ryan, but you know. I think you know. I mean, the offensive, the rankings are not good.
We'll get to it.
We'll get to it. The only shining star from the entire weekend, the hill I thought I'd never stand on. And I'm standing on this hill. I'm going to die on this hill this weekend. I know Arkansas going to get their crap smacked, boy, against Georgia. I don't care. I'm going to die on. It's time to die on the hill. Arkansas about to lose 2 in a row. I think the Ole Miss and Georgia and Ole Miss, but we'll see what happens.
Try against Ole Miss. What do you think?
Yeah, we'll see. Big weekend. I'm more excited for the preview show than I am the recap show, but this is good. This is good for growth. Arkansas versus Texas A&M. Turn the camp around. Woo pig, baby. Number 8 team in the nation takes down Texas A&M. It's been a 9 long, hard years against old Texas A&M. We did it. We beat them. I couldn't believe it. I was shocked. When KJ Jefferson went out and they scored that touchdown in the second half, I thought it was all over but the crying at that point. But we held on. Defense is good, really good. I like our defense. They're strong. They're a good defense. Um, you know, I mean, I have a lot to say, but I don't know if I have anything to say. I mean, what is there to say? Ryan, do you have any thoughts on? Did you even watch?
I
You're
watched it.
probably
Yeah.
so preoccupied with the other one that you didn't have the time. See, I didn't care about the other one.
I was more. You cared. I was more focused.
I cared, but I was more focused on this.
It is the opposite for me. I care. I'm more cared about the Clemson game, but I was watching the Arkansas game concurrently.
Yeah, I was doing the same. We kind of were opposite.
Arkansas just came out and they just looked confident. They looked good. They executed their game plan very well on both sides of the ball. They just did everything they needed to do, especially in the first half, perfectly. And honestly, like you look at Texas A&M, they have one of the best defenses, probably top 5 in the country.
We blasted them in that first half.
So to be able to do that,
we probably would have been better if KJ wouldn't have gotten hurt. But
exactly, because that's kind of when your spark disappeared. Quarterback is obviously what happens.
You're gonna have Texas A&M.
So I'm not sure if they had a chance against Georgia, but this is a very positive sign for things to come. Huge win for Arkansas.
Number 18 in the nation.
Yeah.
I told my buddy last night, I would have never thought in a million years that I would sit on planet Earth, where the Arkansas Razorbacks would be number 8 in the country, and the Clemson Tigers would be below them at rank number 25. They're ranked number 25. I would have never believed that. If you would have told me that at 3 when college football started, I would have called you a fool. I would have been like, you're an idiot. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know football.
2010 all over again.
If you would have told me that, I would have never believed you. I would have slapped you. I would have said you're an idiot. I just can't believe it. It's really shocking. I mean, the whole game was good. I mean, other than when that quarterback went out. I mean, the first half, we hit them with a couple of good plays. Their defense, I don't know what it was doing. It was falling apart. That's what it was doing. It was falling apart. They pushed one guy into the end zone, essentially. Did you see that play where they pushed it? They pushed him.
Tackled him into the end zone.
They were like, go into the end zone. Go. And they literally, what kind of yeah, and then we scored. I kind of knew in my back of my head what I expected in this game. I know college football. I think we have a podcast on it, so I should know a little bit about it. And I was sitting there and I was thinking about it. And I was like, if we can score a moderate enough amount of points, it's kind of like Clemson. If you can score a little bit over Clemson, they're not coming back. It's over. They can't compete. That guy's not good enough. He's just not good enough to compete. That's Zach Calzada. And Arkansas does have a really good defense. I think it's really good. I really do believe that the linebacking core, if they can stay healthy, will be one. I mean, we have Hayden Henry, Bumper Poole, and Grant Morgan are the 3 best linebackers. I mean, Arkansas's linebacking core. I don't think they're the best in the country. And we have Jalen Catalon, Joe Fouché, safeties, and with the cornerbacks are okay. And the defensive line is interchangeable. We rushed three guys all day. We did blitz a little bit. And that's the one time we did blitz. That's when freaking Isaiah Spillett, CJ Spillett's brother. It's not actually y'all. They just wear the same number, have the same, last name. But we blitzed and he busted it up the middle for a huge run because we blitzed and we couldn't make the tackle. Might digress, but we were able to use 3 guys. We used 3 guys and we dominated their offensive line. The quarterback was constantly hurt. You do that, you're gonna have a pretty good time. And then we just put a bunch of guys in coverage. They can't throw the ball. They can't do anything the guy's not any good. He's not any good, man. Sorry. I'm not any good. I'm not a good quarterback, but as a fan and a guy who watches football, he's not a good quarterback, man. Sorry, Texas A&M people. Just not. What do you think? Is he any good quarterback? You think he's a good quarterback?
KJ? Yeah, I think
Zach Calzada.
Oh, KJ's good.
Yeah, KJ's good. He's
Zach Calzada, not for the SEC. I think he was in
that MAC
American or something.
Maybe he can't compete
right now. Yeah, he'd probably be doing.
He might get. They'll get some wins against Mississippi State.
They'll win.
They might beat LSU.
A&M's a good team. They'll get plenty of wins. It's just He's a downgrade.
Arkansas just won't ever get the credit. Just give us some credit. Even though they are giving us some credit, we're getting game day. Whoa.
Huge.
We're getting game day. We're getting game day. We're getting game day. I want to try and go. If anybody wants to go, let me know. I would love that. I was originally planning on going to Boston College Clemson, but why would I go to that when I can go to game day for the Hogs in Georgia? But we'll see what happens. But I'm excited either way. I think it's all going to be good. It's going to be good stuff. The Hogs are going to be good. Everything's going to be good. We're going to be okay. I like the direction. Regardless if we win the next 2 games, I feel confident enough that the program has taken its right steps. Texas A&M was a huge monkey to get off our back. We finally got him off. Georgia's free money. I'd like to beat Ole Miss and Auburn. We definitely need to beat Auburn. They are awful.
Bad.
But
benched up Bo Nix.
Yeah. Oh, thank God. I saw that. What a great thing. But we got to beat Auburn. I would like to beat Ole Miss. And then Georgia's free money. Free money to Georgia. Heck, if we keep it close, they might keep us in the playoff contention. Put us in the playoff. Put the Hogs in the playoff, man. Put the Hogs in the playoff. Put the Hogs in the playoff. Oh, my God. Could you imagine? I saw somebody post. This is a little preview for next week, for next Friday's episode. But somebody posted, they were like, could you imagine if Arkansas beat Georgia and Ole Miss beat Alabama, and then next week the 2 meet? Oh, my God.
That'd be awesome. I would fingers crossed.
I would go. I'd be like, wherever it is, I'm going regardless. I'll go by myself. I'll get on a freaking plane. I'm flying. It's in Ole Miss. I'll fly to Ole Miss. I don't give a damn. That'd be the greatest college football game of all time. Trump would have to go. Joe Biden would have to go. You would hear all kind of chants, screw Trump, screw Joe Biden. You'd have to have all the people there. Everybody cool would be there. God, that'd be amazing.
That'd be pretty awesome. It could happen.
It won't happen, but if it did, it would be cool. I don't know. I don't want to get, dude. I want to talk about it. I wish I could. I was wishing we could do the preview show right now. I think Arkansas can hold their offense. I really do. And we have a good defense, man.
Yeah.
Now their defense is pretty good. Defense pretty good. You know what I mean? Their defense pretty good. We'll see what happens. You know, I don't know what's gonna happen. We'll see what happens. They got a good defense, you know. But that Texas A&M has good defense too, and we were able to score some points. So, you know, I don't know. We'll see. And if you look at it from a particular lens, Georgia hasn't really played anybody good except for UAB. UAB was good. I mean, Clemson doesn't look any good right now. South Carolina is terrible. Like, they're legit awful. Vanderbilt is just as bad. They're worse, actually. They're worse.
Vanderbilt's worse.
And UAB's good. But, you know, we'll see what happens. I'm carrying cautious optimism into that game.
There you go.
There we go. That was a lot. Rutgers versus Michigan. Michigan likes to run the football. Chop that wood. Man of honor. Michigan covered this, right? What was the end of the score?
They did not cover. It was 20-13.
Oh, they did not cover.
Ah.
Yeah, I knew this would be a good game. This is, first of all, if I said this last week, I want to double down. If you hate Arkansas and Texas A&M that much, you can choose to go to Rutgers versus Michigan. This was a far better game. I would have gone to Rutgers versus Michigan over Notre Dame, Wisconsin.
Oh.
Yeah. Because, you know, these teams were undefeated. And they actually had a really good game, 21-14.
Yeah.
It was close, competitive, a little defensive. I'm sure they ran the ball. I'm sure it was boring, but at least they, you know. Rutgers isn't a bad team. You have that written in the notes.
Yeah, they almost came back, and they missed a field goal like with 5 minutes left. Rutgers did, and I think they had the ball and they were driving, but somehow I didn't get to watch the end of it. But yeah, Rutgers not bad. Not bad.
Yeah, I'm telling you what.
So we'll see what happens.
I mean, shout out to freaking Greg Schiano, right?
Yeah, man.
They have a song. Hey there, you're the Schiano man. Sing us a song tonight. Can't sing too much. They'll copyright me. Chiano, man, that's what I just sung. All right. Iowa State versus Baylor. Baylor, whoa. Ryan did destroy Baylor last week. Not destroy them. He didn't think they were very good. Iowa State is the one who are not good. They're not good. They are bad.
Yeah, Iowa State's bad. I think they're.
Hey, they almost scored. They almost tied it up there at the end, though. They went, but
almost
they
tied
missed
it
a
up. They
2-point
did.
conversion, didn't they?
Yeah, they almost got a 2-point conversion, tied us into overtime. I don't know if this is a good sign that Baylor's good because I think Iowa's good. Iowa crushed Iowa State.
Yeah, Iowa looked bad against who are they playing?
Colorado State. That's a bad
What
team.
Colorado State leading them at the half or something?
Yeah, Colorado State's bad.
Yeah, they are bad. Vanderbilt beat Colorado State, I think.
Jeez.
I think that was their win.
I don't know. Did Iowa drop in the rankings?
No, they were still fifth, I think.
Stupid. Anyways, yeah.
Who did they beat? Iowa State. That's the only team they've beaten so far, right?
I mean, I guess. I don't know.
They didn't beat Wisconsin.
They're 2-2 actually, so they'd be Northern Iowa. So, but yeah, good win for Baylor. They're undefeated.
Those uniforms they wore.
I think they have to play Texas next. Remember?
Ooh.
I can't remember who Texas was.
The eyes of Texas are upon you, Baylor. Baylor, I don't know. Did you see those uniforms they wore?
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Right.
I'm not sure if I hate them or if I like them. I'm in between.
Yeah, I like their.
Maybe I'll look at them again. Maybe I'll watch the highlights after we're done and be like, judge them pretty hard.
It feels like copycat Oregon.
It kind of does, yeah. Maybe that's what they're trying to. Everybody's trying to be Oregon. No, that kind of makes other than like, your typicals, your Oklahomas, your Alabamas, your States, your Arkansas, your Auburns,
your Alabamas,
Clemson.
Oklahoma changed that.
Yeah, Oklahoma got a little bit of a pretty boy Floyd thing going on over there.
Change up going.
Yeah, a little, All right, South Carolina versus Kentucky. I'm going to start this off. This was terrible. I hated watching this game. I know you're a little preoccupied with the other one, so you probably don't have as much info. This was awful. Both teams are bad. South Carolina, Kentucky fumbled the ball 4 times. 4. How many times do you think South Carolina capitalized?
2 times.
That's bad, man. Wasn't it just field goals or one of them was a touchdown?
I don't remember. They also got like an interception too.
Oh, so my God.
So Carolina had 3 turnovers.
They have a good defense, man. 5. South Carolina does have a good defense. But by golly. Well, first of all, let me be clear. They have a good defense. The defense made good plays. But on most of those possessions, when Kentucky fumbled or threw an interception, they were driving down the field. So if Kentucky doesn't do that, they probably blow them out. But whatever. Kentucky, man, they're sloppy. They're nasty, but they win. So you can be as sloppy, as nasty, and uncontrolled as you want. But if you win the football game, I saw a quote online, Mark Stoops said, or somebody said, I don't care how many nasty wins there are. Yeah, if we win 10 games, they're all nasty. We still won 10 games. That's a good point.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, South Carolina, man, your offense is bad. Real bad. Real bad. Bad football team, man. Bad. I am a man of honor, and I am not. I bash Clemson. I'm probably going to be a little mean to Oklahoma here in a couple minutes. I'm not doing this because I don't like you, and I don't really like you that much. But you're just a bad football team, man. It's not good. And, that's why you hired Shane Beamer for. You got to have somebody to rebuild the program. Right? Somebody's got to do it. So,
someone's got to do it. Shane Beamer.
Yeah. So, it's rebuilding year, except that you're a bad football team and move on. It's going to be games like that. I was surprised. I really was that they were that terrible because I was like Saturday night. Those Gamecock fans were going to be drunk. I was like, we'll see what happens here. Yeah, whatever. Not good. It
was a good atmosphere, though.
Say what?
It was a good atmosphere, and
didn't matter.
It didn't matter, but
it really was not. It didn't matter. I was surprised. I really was. All right, Oklahoma, West Virginia.
Yeah, ugly game.
Ugly. I watched it.
Honestly, I think Oklahoma has pretty much the same problems that Clemson has, but I think their quarterback is better.
I
And
agree.
I think Oklahoma's offensive line is garbage. We couldn't run the ball. And for West Virginia just dominated the trenches. They dominated our offensive line. Thankfully, our defense is playing lights out. Unfortunately, and if our offense was playing great, we'd probably be right up there with Georgia and Alabama. But this is not how it is. If Oklahoma can't figure out an offense right now, Texas is going to steamroll them. I hate to say that, and we're not going to win the Big 12. We're not going to make the playoff. Not going to win that championship. You name it. Like they gotta figure it out. I don't know if they can figure it out because it's really hard to fix offensive line. It feels like. I don't know if it's a weight issue, if it's a strength issue, if it's tactical. I don't know, but ugly game. Luckily, they pulled it out. They got a field goal literally last second to win it 16-13, but ugh.
Yeah, not good. I was worried about Oklahoma there for a little while. They just have way too much talent, man. Now, when I was talking about Clemson, I kind of made the point when I was like, Clemson, the quarterback's not the same, the running backs aren't the same, the wide receivers aren't the same. That ain't no excuse for Oklahoma. They got all that. They got good wide receivers, um, good quarterback. I think. What do you think about them fans chanting for that other dude, booing him? Boo!
It was pretty disgusting. I didn't like it. And it's not even like Spencer Rattler's fault. Like I mean, he played pretty well. Like he didn't have a bad game. Offensive line had a horrible game. He booed offensive line.
Boo them. Replace them with some guy named Caleb. Who's
Yeah, like
Caleb?
Caleb Williams is their backup quarterback, and he's a true freshman, 5-star quarterback. He's a monster.
He'll
He's gonna
have
be
his
great,
time
but exactly,
next year. But
most likely.
I have something to ask you at the end of this episode. But make sure you remind me. Um, yeah, I don't know. Oklahoma's defense is very improved. So shout
Yeah,
out to them.
just gotta get that
I
offense rolling.
bashed Oklahoma's defense early in this year. They're good, man. It's the
Good.
offense that ain't got it together.
The
You
offense
finally got a
don't.
good defense, and now your offense is bad.
Who'd have
Shocking.
thunk it? Who'd have
Maybe they
thunk?
should fire Lincoln Riley. I shut that off last night.
It's all that. I was like, no. I think you
I
can
was
fire
just
the offensive
trolling.
line coach here as well and find a
I
new
don't.
one. I think that's what you gotta do.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just a weird year. It's just a weird year in college football.
Same for Ohio State. Like they're in a weird spot too. It's
I honestly wouldn't really be surprised if Ole Miss beat Alabama. Might be a little bit of a hot take, but it wouldn't shock me. The way
yeah,
they
I can guarantee you one thing. That's the SEC will win another national championship. I don't know which one, but it will be an SEC.
will be the Arkansas Razorbacks. Finally, we will host the playoff trophy. Woo pig! It will all be worth it under Sammy P. And then next year,
Good.
crap.
Could happen.
We
I mean, you're rolling right time, so
yeah, it's a little early, but we'll see what happens. Um, there you go. Oklahoma, West Virginia. Got to get that quarterback going. Got to get him throwing the football. The West Virginia does have a very good defense.
yeah. They may have a good defense. I would say it's very good.
It's pretty good.
Thank you for but
It's pretty good.
I mean, if you're gonna win that, if you're a team that's
what they did now.
in contention to win national championship, you got to.
Oh yeah, they fell out of the what they were. What were they last week?
Like 4. So they dropped
2 spots.
Yeah.
I still think Oklahoma's a good football team. I'm not ready to. You got to get over your humps though. You got to get over that Texas hump. Baylor. Did Kansas State win?
They lost to Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State's gonna be a toughie.
Okay, Oklahoma State, they're going to be good. Kansas really isn't. I mean, Kansas State isn't bad. I mean, I'm looking at the thing.
It's not starting quarterback.
They lost him.
Yeah, he's been out.
How long is he going to be out?
Season.
Oh, well, we'll see what happens. When did that happen?
2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay. Maybe not in that Kansas State. I'd say, I guess the 3 would be Oklahoma State, Texas. Where's those games at? Well, Texas is at the State Fair.
Yeah, Texas is
Where's Oklahoma
neutral
State at?
field. I think Oklahoma State is in Stillwater. Yep, it's in Oklahoma State, and we're at Baylor.
Ooh, that's going to be game day. And then Baylor probably. You're going to smack Texas Tech, I bet. Who's the other one's Kansas? Oh, when's that?
Kansas, end of October.
We should go to that game. You know, fly out to Kansas. Kansas versus Oklahoma. That'd be the way. That better be cheap tickets. It might not be. It might not be. Because Oklahoma, they'll know Oklahoma fans want to come to the game. So they'll boost the tickets up. Because they're Oklahoma. So, all right, we'll see what happens. My Oklahoma book's still out on Oklahoma. What you got coming up this week?
Kansas State.
Ooh, I think it'll be all right because they're starting quarterback. It's hard to lose start.
After that,
you saw what happened to Arkansas when they lost their starting quarterback. You see what happened to Texas A&M. It's not good.
Well, the game after Kansas State, it's Texas.
Texas. So that's going to be college game day. That'll be fun.
I don't think that'll be
fair. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, there's no way.
They'll have to do. They don't SEC. I mean, ESPN's done the Big 12 so dirty. They got to do. Only reason it wouldn't be, I think in my mind right now, if I could think of like why it wouldn't be college game day, is the fact that Arkansas and Ole Miss pull up the most egregious upsets of all time this coming weekend.
Yeah, but that week you also have A&M and Bama.
That doesn't mean that much anymore.
Man, A&M still. I'm just saying.
I'm telling you, they'll go on to Texas versus Oklahoma. They love Texas. It's going to be an SEC matchup. You might even get SEC Nation going there. That would be funny. That would be hilarious.
We'll get the Fox thing. We'll get
a tweet at Paul Feinbaum.
SEC Nation.
I'd be like, hello, Paul. You should definitely go to SEC Nation. Should go to Texas versus Oklahoma. That'd be hilarious.
Who knows?
That would
That'd
be
hilarious. We'll get all three. We'll get Fox, Game Day, and SEC.
Oh, Fox.
Oh, wait. Actually, no. There's no way they're going. Penn State, Iowa's that week. That's top 5.
Man, that's going to be a heck of a week. You're going to have Arkansas, Ole Miss. Probably both coming off a loss. It's still a pretty good game. Then you got Alabama, Texas A&M. Then you got Penn State. I mean, those are some pretty big games that week. That's a week 6. Whoa. Week 5. Whoa.
Whoa as well, yes.
All right, Kansas State versus Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State by 6 points. 31-20. They covered. Ooh, how about those pokes?
Yeah. Oklahoma State, I mean, I don't think the score is really.
Who's their quarterback? Mason
State.
Rudolph?
No. He's a view. Coach Sanders. He's probably the 3rd best quarterback in the Big 12, I'd say.
Who's the guy at OK State?
Yeah. He's good. He's a dual threat guy. Oklahoma State dominated the entire game, 31-20, which is the score. It's not really indicative of the game. I think Kansas State got a couple of garbage time touchdowns or something like that. But
so it was one of those that was like not as close as it appears.
Yeah, it wasn't that close at all. Like I remember like tuning in at the 3rd, and I was like, oh my gosh, like 31-13. Like, geez. Oklahoma State looks pretty good. And their defense a little leaky at times, but they seem to have a pretty decent offense from the looks of it. So good job, Oklahoma State.
Yeah, shout out to OK State. Oklahoma better get their offense settled in by then. But then at the end of the year.
Yeah, last game.
If you ain't got it figured out by then, boy, you're gonna have some issues. You're gonna have more issues than Oklahoma State. They might even let you in. All right, Florida versus Tennessee.
Florida just came out. Tennessee came out. I think they had the lead in like the first for a little bit, and then Florida just started rolling.
Yeah, Florida, Tennessee, man, they're just not there yet. I think this Josh Heupel guy, a lot of people bashed him like when he was hired. I think he has the potential to be a pretty decent little hire. I saw a tweet last night that said that Josh Heupel was going and talking to recruits and stuff after the game, and a lot of coaches don't do that especially after a blowout loss. So I mean, I think it gives a good attitude. I really do kind of think Tennessee needs like a culture change. I don't know if Josh Heupel is going to work out or not, but if you maybe.
I think he's a good coach. I mean, it's tough. You lost. I think you have like 30 guys transferred. Like that's a lot of guys.
You're not going to be as good as you were.
You're under sanctions. I mean, it's tough. That's a tough job right now. It's probably the toughest, not toughest job, one of the toughest jobs in the SEC right now.
Probably the second toughest behind Vanderbilt.
Vanderbilt, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Vanderbilt's toughest.
Vanderbilt bad, man. Bad football school. That's a bad football team, man. There ain't nothing wrong with that, man. You got to rebuild. Everybody's got UConn. You're at the bottom of the mountain, man. You can't get much worse than that.
They almost won this weekend.
I saw that. First of all, Army. Did Army get ranked? Army 4-0.
Did they?
I don't think so. Wow. Highway robbery that Army isn't ranked. Army is 4-0 right now, Ryan. 4-0. Could Army make it to the college football playoff?
No.
Okay. All right. USC versus Oregon State. Oh my God. Worst thing that ever happened to USC was losing Anakin Skywalker last week. Yeah, it's terrible. That Keaton Slovis is bad. I mean, USC, Oregon State had looking pretty cool uniforms on last night too. I was into it. I was like, dang, look at this little Oregon State.
Catching up the big brother.
Yeah, they're not too bad, man.
Yeah. I mean, it blows my mind that USC said, hey, JT Daniels, we're going to pass on you. We're going to this Keaton Slovis kid, all right? And,
yeah, I hear you.
He had a decent year last year. He's even like predicted to be like a first-round draft pick in this upcoming draft. He's probably going to be undrafted now. He's awful. I think he threw 3 picks or something like that. He's awful. Oregon State should not have beat USC, the talent they have. USC is a dumpster fire. They need help.
I'm going to do a Pac-12 minute here. We're going to go through the Pac-12 scores. I don't care anything about Pac-12. I can tell you one thing that happened other than this one. So we're going to do a Pac-12 minute here. We're going to run through all the scores from the Pac-12. All right, you ready?
Go for it.
Washington State lost to Utah 24-13. UCLA beat Stanford 35-24. That's pretty good. Washington beat California 31-24 in overtime. Oregon beat the very, very bad Arizona team 41-19. Oregon State beat USC 45-27. We just talked about it. Arizona State won 35-13 over Colorado. Pretty exciting. There's your Pac-12 minute. Also, did Fresno State win this past weekend?
They did. They did. Comeback win. They played on Friday. I know that.
They beat UNLV. Ooh.
Barely.
38-30. We have a Fresno State fan who listens, and I just wanted to give him a shout out. So shout out Fresno State. Let's look at Jack Hayner's quarterbacks.
He had a lot of good stats that game.
He had 5 touchdowns. He's so good. God, he's good. Hey, I was talking about Pittsburgh drafted him, and they might be bad enough to get him. We might just stop. Maybe we can be a tank.
If he keeps this up, he'll be a first rounder, I think.
Oh, yeah. Heck yeah. I think he's going to be top 10. You watch. You book Jack Hayner top 10 pick. That might be like too easy of a thing at looking at it now. But all right. East Carolina, Charleston Southern. We're throwing it back to the FCS. We're from Charleston, based in Charleston, South Carolina. That's a bad look for South Carolina, man. That's what it really is. That's a bad look for South Carolina. Ryan threw this sister crap on South Carolina a little more.
Well, I just wanted to share the love to our fellow Charleston teams. When I saw Charleston Southern was up 14-0 on East Carolina, I was like, what is happening? Charleston Southern never sucks. It's really a horrible team, especially if recently they like sanctions or something for some reason.
They were stealing book bags or something. They were using scholarship money to buy book bags.
Anyways,
real bad.
Charleston Southern came out and played really well against what we think is a pretty good to decent team in East Carolina and lost, but it was very close. They led at one point and they were leading by 14 at one point. But East Carolina did win 31-28, but good job.
All right. Well, shout out to East Carolina, man. Good for them. Good for you.
Good for you.
All right. Well, that wraps it up. Ryan, my question that I wanted to ask you at the end, that should have been in the Clemson segment. Is that guy coming in, that 5-star for Clemson? What's his name?
Cade Klubnik.
Yeah, is he going to start over DJ next year?
So that's kind of one of the things that I was looking at after the Clemson game. If Clemson hires new offensive coordinator and offensive lineman coach, you have so many things that you can pitch to these guys. You can say, hey, like, you literally have 12 guys who are top-ranked offensive linemen that you can coach up and be an easy job for you. You can go to an offensive coordinator and say, we have 2 5-star quarterbacks and a 4-star quarterback in our locker room that you can pick from. Whoever works for you, pick them. I definitely think there will be a quarterback duel unless DJ picks it up. And that pretty much means that the offensive line picks it up. But I think there definitely will be a quarterback duel because I'm sure Cade will be enrolling early. Most players these days do, which means they'll be there for spring practices and all that good stuff. So he'll know the playbook and everything. So it's very possible. It is very possible for Cade to be.
It's gonna hurt our chances of getting what's his face, Arch Manning.
Yeah, I don't think we were ever really going to get Arch. And if we did, he would have been on the bench probably for 2 years. I don't think that's his prerogative. Yeah. I think most likely Arch is going to go to Georgia.
Oh, thank God.
It lines up for him because the next quarterback for Georgia is Brock Vandegrift, who's a great quarterback. He'll be fantastic. And then Arch would have to wait 1 year on the bench, which is pretty normal nowadays. Learn everything and then take a break. So I think that's
as long as he doesn't go to Ole Miss.
Whatever.
Oh God.
I don't think Lane Kiffin's going to be there much longer either.
You think he's going to USC?
I think so.
He was recruiting there the other day, right?
I don't know.
He was. They went to the games, man.
And there might be a second meeting to that trip.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe there was. That'd be stupid not to. Be like, hey, I saw you were here.
It would be a good fit for him. I know he's been there before, but it'd be a good fit.
All right. Any last thoughts?
Just gotta stare at your hat, I guess.
I'm just trying to be cool, man. I'm trying to be cool. Yeah, there we go. Woo pig, man.
Woo pig.
And everybody looks bad. The Arkansas Razorbacks shine. When everybody else looks good, the Arkansas Razorbacks fall.
We need Arkansas to start losing again.
I mean, I would be really upset if it wasn't for them. I mean, if it wasn't for them holding me up, man, I'd be down bad. But I'm not. I'm hanging in there. So, all right. If that's it, we're going to end it.
Cool. Bye.
See everybody later. Make sure to like, subscribe. There's your week 4 recap. Talk with you later. Hey, everybody. Thank you for watching the YouTube version of the TNR Sports Show. Make sure to like, subscribe, and tune in every Friday and Monday for a new episode of the TNR Sports Show. I really appreciate it. Make sure to check out our other videos from the preseason or anything of that nature. And make sure you just share with your friends. I would really appreciate that as well. But again, thank you for watching the TNR Sports Show, Monday or Friday edition.